Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you are well wherever in the world that you are. Right, let's get into it. I had to restart the podcast, and hopefully we shouldn't have any more hiccups going forward. Obviously, being in a different country, it's doing the live stream is doing all kinds of funny things for us, but hopefully everything should actually be okay now. At least we know that the internet's stable where I am. And I think it's just trying to make sure that I'm not a scammer or something. It's just weird. Okay. Hi, Cookies and Cream. Hey, Black Queen. I saw you like first thing in when I started the original podcast. Thank you so much for coming back. Rukia Black Blazer. Hi, what's up with Meghan? Duchess Meghan, not Meghan Markle. Are we hating or defending her tonight? This is a Harry and Meghan fan space, and we talk about royal news. If you're new here, we are not Harry and Meghan haters here. A part of her squad as her defender when it mattered. Well, this is a positive and pro Sussex space, just so you know, if you're new here. And it's Duchess Meghan, not Meghan Markle. She's a married woman to Harry, Prince Harry. Okay, let's get into it. Breaking news. Meghan is going to be, she has been back on a film set. And let me grab the article now. When I saw this, because I saw, I don't even know if I have a picture of it because this just came through. Oh yeah, I saw this and I was like, it's on the front cover of The Sun. So of course I don't believe it. But then it has been verified in People. So Meghan returns to acting for first time since royal life in new movie with Lily Collins and Brie Larson. She's back on set on November 5th. The Duchess was spotted on the set of the upcoming Amazon MGM Studios film Close Personal Friends in California, where she will play herself. The movie stars Brie Larson, who I love. She was amazing as Captain Marvel. Lily Collins, Jack Quaid, and Henry Golding. The Sun was the first to report the news. Okay, well, I guess that's why they got the front cover there. I wonder who the leaker is because nobody leaks in Montecito. So who's the leaker? Meghan was on set today, and insider tells People she has a small part. She seemed very relaxed and happy. She introduced herself to everyone and was very sweet and down to earth. People has reached out to a spokesperson for the Duchess of Sussex for comment. Okay, so no actual confirmation from their People. But People magazine is usually right on the money with these things. The role marks Meghan's first return to acting since royal life. She left her role on Suits 8 years ago after announcing her engagement to Prince Harry. I hope this also means that she's going to do a cameo on Suits. A studio source told The Sun, this is a massive moment for Meghan and signifies a return to doing what she truly loves. She has been swamped with offers, but this one felt right. Well, I think that given that it's a very small part, like I'm not too surprised that maybe she just wanted to do a small cameo, and if the movie is in line with the type of media that she likes and wants to support, I don't know if I think that she's gonna return to acting like full time or anything like that. It is Meghan's way of gently putting her toe back in the water and seeing how she enjoys being back on set. I don't know if I believe that. This is just from a random source who says that. I don't know if I believe that. I think time will tell. When she was asked about this, I think it was in the Cut interview or was it the Variety interview? She said, like, for now, acting just isn't, mainly on her radar. She kind of said never say never, but it wasn't a priority. Okay, it's got all types of quotes that I'm not going to read because these are just random quotes from sources that I don't want to regurgitate if they're not true. Apparently, Harry's opinion about the matter, well, nobody's in their house to know what Harry thinks, and we know that Harry just supports his wife anyway. The news of the movie was announced in August with the names of Larson, Collins, Quaid, and Golden all attached. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the comedy will follow a couple who befriend a famous couple during a trip to Santa Barbara, creating another connection to Meghan. Yeah, it's probably just going to be like a 1 or 2 liner, something cute. Why not? Yeah. Okay, well, that's nice. Obviously, Meghan and Harry through Archwell Productions are doing shows for Netflix and their own productions. They just signed their contract with Netflix on a first look basis, and they are bringing to life the romantic bestseller. I forget the title of the book, but that's one of the things that they have in production at the moment. So, oh, and in case you didn't know, because how would you if Meghan is on the cover of The Sun, the Murdoch Sun that Prince William bends over for? William is in Rio for Earthshot. But you wouldn't know that with Meghan on the cover. Oh, Cupcake. When I said that people is usually on the in the know with these things, I'm talking about work related things, not anything regarding Harry and Meghan's personal life. I'm talking just things that are like project related. In the past, they have, gotten exclusives that nobody else did, and they were right about it. But yeah, in terms of personal things that are nobody's business, People Magazine is definitely a stalker. Okay, so there's that lovely piece of news. Can't wait to see that from Meghan. Also, as ever, is in its first store, the Godmother's bookstore that that Meghan is a massive supporter of. The As Ever holiday collection is at Godmother's, and obviously Oprah is also a big supporter of Godmother's, and Oprah has promoted the As Ever Preserve gift set on her Oprah's favorite things in 2025. Fun little side fact. I am a published author, and I hope one day to have a book that sells millions. Now, I was researching books that got very, very popular, like within my space. And one of the most interesting things about a lot of the books that I had on my list when I was researching why they became popular, a quarter of them were all linked back to Oprah and the Oprah show. I feel like the original Meghan effect is the Oprah effect. So books like The Secret, do we all remember the craze that was The Secret? How could you forget? You had to be living under a rock to miss that. Books like, that was by Rhonda Byrne, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And just during Oprah's run on the Oprah show, the Oprah effect, it was a thing. And it still very much is. Things that Oprah promotes do so well. I mean, the furniture that Harry and Meghan were sitting on in the Oprah interview sold out. So the Oprah effect with the Meghan effect combined, powerful collaboration. So thank you to Oprah for the shout out. As Ever is now in the Godmother bookstore, and that's the first place where the products are going to be sold in person. And I love that she chose the Godmother bookstore and is supporting them like this, and they're equally supporting her. I think Meghan knows that, if they went to Whole Foods or, any store that they want to sell in here in the UK, Tesco's or Sainsbury's or whatever, it would sell out. But I love that she's just like, I want to put my things in places that matter deeply to my heart first. And that being a priority for her more than more than the dollar, which will come as and when she's ready to, roll it out in wholesale anyway. So why rush? All right. See what you're saying in the comments. Spidey said, it seems as if the UK trolls and their minions have spies who spend 24/7 stalking Meghan. Do you know that they tried to find the warehouse? They tried to find the warehouse for As Ever. Like, what were you going to do and what were you going to try and find there? A warehouse. A warehouse for Jam. They were looking for a warehouse for Jam. Who all remembers that podcast when I did that? We had a good laugh because how ridiculous. Indeed, they are stalking them. Girl Joy, you are at work listening. I'm so glad that we can entertain you while you're at work. Gak, you said, oh, hello. I feel like I haven't seen you in a chat for a while. Is it because I've changed time zones? Now that I'm at the bottom of the planet, you can catch up with me more easier. Guys, why is YouTube suddenly showing user IDs and not our screen names? Oh, I didn't know it was doing that. Is there a way that you can change your user ID? I don't know. Maybe have a look in your settings or literally, actually, go on YouTube and search for the problem, and you might get an answer in the video. I'm sorry about that if that's the case. I haven't noticed that. Electra, one of them is stalking Harry in Canada. He is William's guy. Listen, we've had a lot of British tabloid people. I mean, Tom Bauer was at Invictus stalking Harry and Meghan, and Petal from Facts and Two Cents, approached him. So, yeah, I mean, they have to because they're just so locked out. A leak like this from a movie set, that is actually very rare. This is one of the few leaks that we've gotten. And the fact that it got to the British papers, very rare. Someone on that set is a deranger. Okay. So yeah, As Ever holiday collection finally in its first store. Can't wait for it to go nationwide and international shipping. We are eagerly awaiting. Next thing, Harry in Toronto. Actually, let's have a look at these pictures first. Yes. Harry has been supporting and promoting the work of service men and women, obviously as the head of Invictus. Harry is always front and center with these things. So Canada's Reserve Force in Toronto. This is from the Sussex.com site. Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, spent time with members of Canada's reserve forces during his visit to Toronto, meeting with soldiers from 2 historic Army Reserve units. The visits highlighted the vital role reserve forces play in Canada's military and capability. Reserve members balance civilian careers with military service, create a bridge between military and civilian communities, while maintaining operational readiness for deployments worldwide. Harry met with soldiers from the Queen's Own Rifles of Canada and the Royal Regiment of Canada. The Queen's Own Rifles, founded in 1860, is Canada's oldest continuously serving infantry regiment. Right, I will put the link to that if you would like to read the rest of that article. But even nicer, and the one thing that everybody's talking about, is this piece that Harry wrote for the Sussex website as well. Let me just post this in the chat. So this is from the first article that I was reading. If you want to read that in full, I will put that there for you. But let's now read this. This was actually written by Harry. Every November, bravery, banter, the bravery, what it means to be British. By Prince Harry. Every November, the world for a moment grows quieter. We pause together to remember. Remembrance has never been about glorifying war. It's about recognizing its costs, the lives changed forever, and the lessons paid for through unimaginable sacrifice. It's also about honoring those who, knowing that cost, still choose to serve. Earlier this year, I was invited to Ukraine. Slava Ukraini to spend time with friends at the Superhuman Center, men and women rebuilding their lives after devastating injuries. In every face, both military and civilian, I saw resilience and a fierce determination not to be defined by what had been taken from them. They reminded me that bravery is not the purpose. Sorry, it's not the absence of fear, but the triumph of purpose over it. There is a similar stoic spirit of self deprecation and humor in Ukrainians that I recognize more than any other in us Brits. Though currently I may live in the United States, Britain is and will always be the country I proudly served and fought for. Y'all, let me tell you from the online commentary that I have read, they are losing their minds over the I may live in the United States currently part. And you know what? No matter how much the British tabloids want to bash on Harry, he loves his country, period. He loves his country. And they want so hard to write another narrative. He loves his country. He wants his children to know his country. It is the tabloid press in his country and the trolls who are easily influenced by propaganda that is the problem. And that is the only thing that Harry has ever said he has a problem with, because they are a problem. But he loves his country. Let me say it again. The banter of the mess, the clubhouse, the pub, the stands, ridiculous as it sounds, these are the things that make us British. I make no apology for it. I love it. The same spirit lives in every member of our armed forces and the families who serve beside them. You need only a few hours at the Invictus Games to feel it. There you see courage reborn, camaraderie restored, and proof that service doesn't end when the uniform comes off. In my capacity as the global ambassador, this week I wrote to families from Scottish Little Soldiers, the UK charity supporting children of Britain's fallen heroes. And notice how nobody leaked that. We didn't even know until just now when I read that statement. And it also shows the consistency of Harry and Meghan in all of the organizations that they work with. Now, if it's Kate or William, you show up once to the rehabilitation center, and then 8 years later, you're on a Zoom call, and then someone at the rehabilitation center has to embarrass you on that Zoom call and say, "We haven't heard from you in 8 years." Anyway, Britain's fallen heroes. Supporting children of Britain's fallen heroes. Every year, I'm moved by their strength. Sons and daughters who wear yellow and black scarves in honor of their parents, many of them marching proudly at the centre path this weekend. They don't march with bitterness, but with love and pride. They carry their parents' legacy of service, even as their own hearts bear the cost of it. Because when one person serves, the whole family serves. And when one falls, the whole community feels that loss. Remembrance then is not simply a minute's silence. It's a call to collective responsibility, not through sympathy, but through admiration and respect. I have had the privilege of serving alongside men and women from all four corners of the United Kingdom. I saw courage and compassion in the harshest conditions imaginable, but I also saw how easy it can be once the uniform comes off for those who give everything to feel forgotten. Our duty to them does not end when their service does. The protection they offered us must be returned through opportunity and respect for the rest of their lives. That's not charity. That's reciprocity. They safeguarded our freedom. We must safeguard their future. That way we all benefit. As we look around the world this Remembrance Sunday on the 11th, peace, for those lucky enough to know it, feels more fragile than ever. Can say that again. Institutions built to protect it are being strained, and for many, peace is not known at all. Remembrance isn't confined to one weekend in November. It is a lifelong commitment to empathy, gratitude, and action, to be kinder, more united, and braver in protecting what those before us fought to preserve. So, as we bow our heads this weekend, let us remember not only the fallen, but the living, those who still carry the weight of war in body and mind, and the families who bear its memory in their hearts. If you live near them, knock on their door. If you see them around, shake their hand. And if you feel so inclined, join them for a cuppa or a pint to hear their story and remind them that their service still matters. Y'all, Harry is that guy. Harry is that guy. You could hear the sincerity in every single word. Brilliant, brilliantly written. And you can tell that it's been written from the heart. All right, let me go to your comments. Hi, everyone, if you're just joining us. Appreciate you. Sharon, I want a Megan Bridgerton cameo. Oh, who knows? Who knows? Benjamin, you said it's very considerate of Megan to remember those who had her back first, especially when she can go endorse products from separate lines and make a ton, but they don't. Yeah. I think it's very nice. Because we all know when As Ever hits the shelves, it's going to fly straight off. So it's like, show appreciation to the ones who, I'm sure the people in that Godmother bookstore aren't just, like business partners. I'm sure they're friends as well, people that have really held Megan down. So help who helped you first. And when the rollout is ready, the success is inevitable. Why rush? Unbothered, you missed Harry because I had to go teach my students. What, are you near where he is? Donna, and the establishment like to call Harry thick. William would have had some lucky writer, exactly. Some lucky or AI. And you would not have gotten the sincerity as you got in that. Harry was just marvelous. He's grown up wisely and eloquent on spot. The world is recognizing his worth. Just so impressed, indeed. Black Queen, you said, I wonder if Chuckles requests Harry to go to Canada. I think he wants Willy Boy to flop. No, I genuinely, I mean, it's Remembrance Week, right? So Harry was likely to do something anyway, just because of his work with Invictus. I assumed it was very likely. So unfortunately, the other royals are just going to have to deal with the fact that Harry and Meghan are not going to work around you. And as I said in my short that I posted, my last YouTube short, the fact that Harry is even doing anything this week and it falls on when William is doing something, I feel like people are just talking about what William is doing more because Harry is out and about. I think they'd be talking about William a lot less if Harry wasn't. Okay. Next thing. Where is my next slide? Oh yeah, there's some more pictures here. Sorry, I forgot these. I should have shown these while I was reading out that statement. Harry just looks so at ease with his military family. Okay. Now Willie in Rio, the big Earthshot event happened. He also apparently recreated a picture that his mother did, the mother that he called paranoid. Brazil is lovely. I'm sure William is having a great holiday. As ever, he looks so calm and chilled and relaxed, all by himself. I think that's Anita to his right, and that's got to be Kylie Minogue. Yeah, that is Kylie Minogue to his left. I don't know who the two men are, but made sure to, fly in some celebrities to help with the Earthshot promotion. Posing with the celebrities, by the way, on the red carpet and not the actual people who are involved in the environmental work. I don't know if they did this year, but there was one year where they flew celebrities out and they didn't fly out any of the people involved with the work. Just goes to show. And remember when they flew out Heidi Klum? And Heidi Klum, like she could I'm so sad that I don't have that clip anymore. Oh my God. She barely even knew what she was there for. Just, I've got my check as a supermodel and I'm out of here. I'm done. Give me my money. I'm done. Also, to show his dedication to the environment, William is apparently going to buy filters for his washing machine and an eco gadget in his home. His new home, $16 million home, pound home, sorry, paid for by the British taxpayer. I wonder if he had that eco gadget filter in any of his other 4 homes, also paid by the British taxpayer. As I Am Sage said, absolutely, the state of these people, the state of them. Like, are you not embarrassed? This is so embarrassing. Unfortunately, I don't have them on my slides today. I deleted them already, but on my slides yesterday, I had the pictures of William playing volleyball, looking very, very awkward. Now, people were making jokes saying, "Is this AI?" No, it's not AI. That was actually William flopping and flying around, playing beach volleyball in black trousers in the sweltering heat. And people were saying, "Oh, is the photographer a squaddy?" Well, it turns out the photographer was actually Chris Jackson, who is a royal photographer. And so, unfortunately, it's just the case that William doesn't photograph very well. Let me just read this article from Celeb Bitchy. It says Prince William looked unfortunate playing beach volleyball with Brazilian kids. Oh, I'm so mad I don't have my slides from yesterday. Oh, I'm so mad. So she wrote, "Don't get me wrong, I love volleyball and beach volleyball. Volleyball is my jam and it's super fun to play and watch. I do not blame Prince William for putting a beach volleyball session on his Rio itinerary, but this is exceptionally bad staff work, letting William play beach volleyball in jeans and trousers and not shutting it down when William was flailing all over the beach and making crazy faces as he tried to play the game with little kids. Yikes." Anyway, these photos are from William's first day in Rio, where he checked off a bunch of appearances and events in a steady clip. And obviously, he received the key to the city and a whole bunch of other things that they did that day. He did different appearances, made sure he got himself a nice ethnic looking scarf. You know, got to get one of those when you're doing a royal tour. Can't leave without one of those. Really make it look like, you know, you were down with the people. I don't know what William's going to do when he's king, because I feel like he's struggling with the pressure now. Also, the Rota Rats and Trolls were accusing William of imitating, or they were saying that we were accusing William of imitating Harry. Well, you can't blame us for thinking so, because we know that his wife's ex-stylist, Kate's ex-stylist, was out here stalking all of Harry and Meghan's friends. How do we not know? This is actually something that I've never thought about until just now. How do we not know that one of William's staffers, Jason Knopf, Christian Jones, if he's still around, I don't know who he has close to him anymore. How do we know that they don't have secret accounts and they're, you know, stalking any guys who are close to Harry? Maybe they're stalking Nacho. I don't know. Apparently, William is also going to launch a project to save the Amazon. And this is a 5-year program to help Indigenous people defend their Amazon home. You know, he'll do all this, but we can't still have, we're not able to have difficult conversations about the past and the royal family when it comes to colonialism and the way that some of those things are still infecting infecting and affecting former colonies today. But he'll do all this. Okay, let's see how that project goes. We'll see how this goes. But we know how ending homelessness is going and bringing peace to the Middle East is going for William. 2 things that he said that he would look into. Dear, oh dear. Apparently, William is convinced that Harry coming out this week wasn't a coincidence. Let me find that article. Oh yeah, this was from Tom Sykes, who is a known William mouthpiece. This is from his Substack. Harry's Monday announcement. The timing, Royal aides say, was not lost on anyone. It's not subtle. One former courtier told Tom Sykes dryly. William's messaging is more about looking healthy compared to a dying king. William's visit was certainly choreographed to emphasize royal youth and energy. Oh, so was that what playing the volleyball was for then? Showing royal youth and energy? Is that what that was about? A powerful visual antidote to the narrative of a sick and ailing king, not to mention his portly disgraced brother. William's balling trip was overshadowed by Harry's announcement. The harmony of William's trip was jarred when Harry's Canadian itinerary dropped. I mean, if you're the future king and your spare brother apparently takes all the shine away from you, that shows that there's something that you're not doing. That's nothing to do with Harry. Apparently, William's so mad he's threatening to yank the Sussex's titles yet again. As I've always said from the very beginning, heck, I've even said that Harry should remove himself from the line of succession, because I don't believe there's any benefit whatsoever to be linked to the royal institution at all. A lot of people disagree with me on this. As far as I'm concerned, it's a sinking ship. So if William wants to be a fool and take them titles, take them titles. Take them titles so you actually learn just how much they don't mean nothing. Anyway, if that is William, honestly, leaking to some Tom Sykes, well, then it just shows just how cruel he is, especially when it comes to his father. Like literally counting the days. The man is ill. Oh dear. Sure, he's breaking plates and screaming Harold as we speak. What else did I have on my... Well, let's go to your comments and then we'll get to the last thing. Is everybody getting their as ever orders? I've seen that they're all coming through. Online, people posting their orders. The as ever social media team are doing a fantastic job. Tom Sykes is the one who's stalking Harry right now in Canada. Wait, is he actually there? Let me go to his Twitter. What a weirdo. Getting briefings from William. Oh, by the way, so the cameo, Variety have also posted about it. So I think, yeah, whoever sourced The Sun and gave them that exclusive, the leaker, wasn't lying. Oh gosh, you know what this means now, right? I'm gonna see Kate mumbling through an acting role to keep up with Meghan. Let's have a look. Let's see, Tom Sykes. Okay, there's so many Tom Sykeses that come up. I don't even know which one it is. Okay, forget it. Never mind. If he is there, how embarrassing. How embarrassing for him. Does anybody still have that video of, whenever William does something like this, we made a pact to play that video where Harry, the interview he did with James Corden, and Harry is just running around like Superman. Let's have a look. And I think Harry should be doing another engagement as well. Okay. Let's Margaret, you said the thing for Canada for Harry was planned last year, and Harry didn't tell the office for the king, so who's stalking who? There you go. There you go. Unbothered, you tried to order to Canada and couldn't get through. Oh, is this as ever? Aren't there like forward shipping services? I think there are. Have a look. Have a look into that. Anybody in the chat who's been using a shipping forward service, drop it in the chat so Unbothered can get her stuff. Benjamin, you said the newspapers will get about 1 month coverage out of taking titles, then it's done. Oh God, it takes me back to the olive branch days, you know? Remember those? The trees of Italy have no more olives. You're a real one if you know what the hell I'm talking about regarding what I just said right there. New squaddies are like, what is she talking about? What is she talking about, olives? Okay. Last thing. Sarah Ferguson. You know, there was a time when I genuinely felt sorry for Sarah Ferguson. I think that she was played by Andrew and the Windsors. And there was a time when Fergie herself had a backbone. You know, there was a time when she spoke very candidly about life in the royal family, that it's not a fairy tale. But she still very much wanted the lifestyle, is accustomed to this lifestyle. And whether or not she got much of her money through nefarious means, as we're now finding out, bottom line is she was getting a lot of money, regardless of who it was from, whatever shady characters it was from, she was getting a lot of money. So the question is, what has she done with all that money? Why is this woman who's now coming to her 60s, how has she not managed to have some kind of savings, some kind of investments? If you're wealthy, you can actually afford to hire other people to grow your wealth. But no matter how wealthy you are, you still need to be disciplined. There are people who have made tens of millions, hundreds of millions, who still go bankrupt. You still need to be disciplined. And that's why you hire a financial advisor. That's why you hire someone that can help you grow your money. That's why you invest. Even the wealthy have to invest long term to preserve their wealth. But it seems like Sarah Ferguson has never had such discipline. It's like she wanted the gravy train to roll on forever. And it's for that reason that I don't really feel sorry for her at this point. And she's apparently working with fixers and planning to make a comeback launch. I mean, come back and do what? She has tried to do business ventures before, they didn't work. If they didn't work before, when the public still had some sentiment of sympathy for her, why would they want to consume anything that Sarah Ferguson is putting out now, knowing all that we know about her dealings with Epstein? Completely delusional. So, despite the palace briefings that they're treating Andrew, Mountbatten Windsor, and Sarah Ferguson harshly, nothing could be further from the truth. Exactly. Andrew will likely move into a palatial cottage on the Sarandon estate and enjoy a well-funded retirement in Norfolk. Sarah is being cut loose, but she's been given 2 months to basically figure out her next move. Oh, so she is being cut loose. I was actually under the impression that she was getting something also. Now, the problem with cutting her loose, not that I think that this grown woman should be coddled, but the problem with cutting her loose is that she just then becomes a loose cannon. Sarah's team has already briefed outlets on her plans to move forward independently and no longer live with her ex-husband. So what's Sarah's plan? The Sun claims that Fergie has hired a new team to put together a comeback plan, which sounds like something Sarah would absolutely do. She's plotting a comeback and is set to finally separate from ex-husband Andrew of 30 years. Sarah has held talks with an expensive brand rescue team after being stripped of her title and kicked out of Royal Lodge. She lost a string of patronages after The Sun on Sunday revealed she had emailed Jeffrey Epstein calling him a supreme friend. She is expected to be forced to shed most of her staff and flunkies after Andrew has finally been forced out of the 30-room Windsor mansion. Now, for the first time in 17 years, Fergie is set to fend for herself. Listen, she can go and, literally sell her presence to desperate people who want to be in proximity to someone who is married to a royal. They'll happily have you, in Monaco or Cannes, Saudi, Qatar, wherever, the UAE. They'll happily have you because you're the ex-wife of a royal. I mean, you had corrupt crypto people paying 1.4 million just to visit the palace. So she'll find a way of getting money. She can sell secrets. There's all types of things that she can do. She apparently wants to be a leader in the female positivity world. Christ. She's always been a grafter and a hard worker. I don't know if I'd say hard worker. I don't think this woman knows what hard work is, but she certainly knows how to hustle. So the article ends by saying, Sarah has made and lost several fortunes already. I have no idea where all of the money has gone. I mean, we'd all like to know. We'd also like to know more about where it was coming from, although we know that it was from a lot of nefarious people. She obviously lives large and has no idea how to budget or save, but still, it's insane that she's a woman in her 60s and she should have a retirement nest egg worth millions. But apparently the money is all gone and she's planning to launch another dumb comeback. This comeback will fail as well. And after everything that's happened, no one wants it. No one will pay her for anything. Indeed. Maybe there's some, wealthy, elderly MAGA millionaire that will want to, marry someone affiliated with the royals. That might be a route for Sarah Ferguson because I can't think of anything else. I think that's probably the most viable option for her. Go book yourself a ticket to the US and maybe, dress up all pretty and spend some time at Mar-a-Lago. I think that's the only option this lady has at this point. And heck, if she could stomach Andrew, she could probably stomach a mega fall as well. That is all of the chunk of the news from me. Let's go through your comments. Thank you for joining me, folks. I'm so glad that I'm at the bottom of the planet and I still have over 400 people in the chat. Let me look at the world clock. So it's 3:45 in London, 3:45 a.m. in London, 10:45 p.m. in New York. Oh, so you're still in the evening? I was only 7:45 in Los Angeles. And it's 10:45 in Atlanta. And then you've got all of my Australian friends that get to tune in just before the afternoon. I think this time zone, other than the people in the UK, I think this time zone probably works better for literally everybody else. Unbothered, you said, does Harry need permission from Charles and William before he takes an invite? What, you mean an invite to go visit other countries? No, I don't think he does. If anything, they're probably more in touch with the authorities in that country than anything else because security would be something that needs to be discussed. But I don't think he needs permission from Charles and William. If it's going to somewhere like Ukraine or parts of Ukraine that are a war zone, he's probably going to have conversations with the Foreign Office, but not from Charles and William. And I agree with you about the titles, yeah. Because the titles are just being used as a way of bullying and controlling them. Thank you, Eleanor. Thank you for saying smash that like button. Indeed, smash that like button because It helps with the algorithm. And it's I can actually see that you lot are liking the videos more. I can see it on the back end. It's a lot more detailed on the back end. It tells me a lot more. And it's really, really helping. And it's helping get the videos, I think, back in the algorithm cycle. And I think also the time that I'm doing the podcast is also helping. Unbothered, you said, Sarah loves to be near royalty. She never left Andrew's side. Selling Andrew, loving up to Epstein. She was never able to pay herself. No. Lottie, why can't Sarah live with Andrew? That's actually a good question. That doesn't seem to have been answered. It could also be that she has secretly been given money to toddle off, but they're not saying it out loud. I think there could also be that. She may be getting something from Andrew, because Andrew's going to be given a healthy package and maybe he will funnel some of that money to her, but they're trying to hide that. Thank you so much, Kevin Slims. She would get millions for a tell-all. Probably. But she would have to promise some saucy details. Because they're not going to give you millions just because you're Sarah, who was married to Andrew. They're going to want you to spill some beans, to put some more zeros on the ends of that deal. Fergie does have a house. Are you talking about the one in Mayfair? I think she sold it. The last I heard, she had sold the home. Wasn't her financial advisor the one sucking her toes? I wonder if he's still alive. She needs him now. I can't remember who it was whose toes she was sucking. But a financial advisor is most certainly something that she needs. Unbothered, you said, I think the royal family is scared of both of them. They can write a tell-all. It's so easy for Sarah. They could write a tell-all, but at what cost? Because the royal institution will do absolutely everything to censor any tell-all that would come out. The only reason Harry was able to do it is because Harry has left the institution. Like, and actually got on a plane and went to the other side of the ocean. I think Sarah's in a much more vulnerable position. Unbothered. Piers Morgan is very silent about Fergie. Piers Morgan, other than promoting his crap book, which nobody's gonna read, I think he's losing it at this point. He was trying to use Harry and Meghan to sell his book. It didn't really work. So yeah, he's silent about Fergie because he has nothing to gain by talking about her. Benjamin, you said, I don't like her, but to me she's a liability. Pay her a monthly fee to live comfortably and scram. Yeah, I think that they have actually secretly done that. We're just not hearing about it. Because I'm so sure that they would have given Andrew, a hefty sum of money, and he will likely just funnel some of that to Sarah. I don't think they would want it to be too public that they're giving Sarah Ferguson money. Because she's just the ex-wife. All right. I think that's all. Thank you as always, everyone, for continuing to support. Hit the thumbs up button on the way out and the subscribe button on the way out as well. I'm going to shoot one or two shorts today, so definitely check back throughout the day for that. And oh my gosh, if we can get to 40,000 before the end of the month, that would be amazing, please. I feel like we're kind of like dancing. We've been dancing at like 39,000 for a while. So it'll be great to get there. Anyway, appreciate you all, and I will see you tomorrow. Ciao.